Alright. Welcome back. Here we go. Okay. Okay, we're gonna go back to Dingon Castle. Oh, friend. There is something I'd like you to see. Something you want me to see? At the edge of the village. At the edge of the village. Let's go. Okay? It was left by the man who attacked here. It's some kind of armor, but it's packed, full of stuff I've never seen before. Do you know anything about this, Mr. Frayne? Yes. You serious? Whoa, what the hell is it? It's a machine soldier. Machine? Soldier? It's like a wind-up doll. It's not armor. The whole thing moves. What do you mean? Is it some kind of magic? Magic? Well, it's got to be magic, right? Like this. And like this. Aw. In the world I come from, there was no such thing. Come from? Your world. Is this the world of dreams you were talking about? Why is there no magic in your world, Mr. Frayne? How do I put it? For example, in this world, do foods and customs vary from region to region? Yes, there are great differences. I heard it said that in Kairos, they will only eat sour food. In the world, the country I come from, magic doesn't exist. There are stories, perhaps. Magic once existed. Maybe it's like those other differences. Friend, you really are from another world, aren't you? Yes. What you take as common sense wouldn't work there. It's a completely different country. A completely different country, is it? Can't even imagine such a thing. And are there many machine soldiers in your country, Mr. Frayne? At first, they were built to work, and they were used for many purposes. But soon, the military adopted them. They've been used in many wars. Even conversations can be turned to evil ends. The joints still seem to be weak. Joints? Isn't the head the weak point? The armory is pretty thick, but the limbs need free range and motion. If you thrust in a stick or bar and you levitate it to a 20-degree angle, it will overheat quickly. What? Over. Well, if the collaborator is exposed, it is seriously reduces its air cooling capabilities. Miss Allen, do you understand what he's saying? No, it's giving me a headache. But now that you mention it, I heard that when the machine soldiers attacked, the apprentice in the northern ruins began moving. Ruin? It's an old ruin to the north of Dingon. Instead of the ruin, there is some kind of device. It's not like a globe that moves with magic. No one knows what it is or what it is used for. I remember that it caused a commotion among the Dingon troops. Anyhow, this soldier doesn't seem to be a part of last night's attack. The troops have all withdrawn. The thing I saw looked different from this, but it had the same kind of atmosphere. I wonder if there's some sort of connection. People say the ruins stood long before Dingon was founded. Friend might understand more. I'll check if the chance comes, but If this comes from Friend's country, finding a connection will be difficult, won't it? Yes, but I won't just be an unwriting messenger and spy. I need to clear this misunderstanding up, or I will never be able to go back. Mr. Frayne. Well, at any rate, we're headed for Dangon. Mission as wanted. Man, get no encounter again. Alright. Castle is just straight ahead anyways. Ah, I need to have a talk with the staff officer Paul. Please inform him. And this is a request from the church. Please tell him. You know what'll happen to you if you piss me off, right? Wait. He said he will meet with you, but if you cause the slightest trouble... If we cause trouble, then what? Huh? Pushy little princess still throwing around Yamata's influence. Let's go, friend. Yeah. And straight up we go. Look who came to pay a visit. Staff officer, well, Paul, I came to speak with you. Even if you surrender yourself, the fact remains that you caused a public panic. You cannot escape the death penalty. Please allow me to deflect. I ask asylum. What a dramatic request. Sir, are you going to allow it? I've said nothing of the sort yet, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Now leave us. Yes, sir. So, are you saying that you are willing to do anything in order to gain refuge? That's right. From now on, I'll live for those who have helped me. I've made my decision. The only reason I came to you is to ask that these two be removed from suspicion. Suspicion. Sister and you again. I live my life in my own way. Is that a problem? Well, refugee, you will now fight against your homeland. You will fight everything your homeland stands for. Sir, are you serious? This is the man who caused the trouble in Cole. Whether he flees or dies somewhere, nothing changes. He vanishes from this world. Also, the sister and Yamata's granddaughter are here. If something unpredictable happens, we can use them and insist that we are in the right. If we can consult church facilities and seize the vast fortune Yama left for her, most people will be persuaded it was for the best. What? This has nothing to do with my grandpa. Miss Allen, please stay calm. Bastard. Remember, no one can make a true self-evolution. If the third person evaluates him, only then can his value be firmly determined. He'll stab you in the back. He deceived these women too. If that should happen, we'll do our best to address the consequences. Fine. Now I can do what I like, but you need to provide me with information. What? The reason they decided to invade our country. I'd like to hear it. Despite your sacrifice, you know nothing. It's because of energy? And if they acquire this thing called energy, what then? It is like wood for the fireplace. To make this country move, you need water and fire, don't you? Like firewood. So the fact is, you were seeking something while proposing falsely as a messenger for peace. The air of this world contains a certain valuable element which does not exist in my world. A special material or some kind of unique resource exists in this world, doesn't it? Soulstone Orig. What's that? This world was born of the power of the spirit gods. Fire god Irin, water god Hino, earth god Drefton, wind god Pino. These four gods created life, while the light god Orin and the darkness god Balins created the world. Soulstones are the ornaments to people. They also used to drive evil demons away and to establish harmony in the world. Dingon received a soul stone of light from Orin. Doctor, the high officer in our country, has long searched for a place where such energy might be found. If this soulstone ore is in the source of the special element in your atmosphere, I suppose his purpose was to get soulstone Oron. Their target was soulstone Oron. How disrespectful. If peaceful relationships are established, there is a high likelihood that they will steal soulstone aura. But I'm no pro-heat. I can't say what will happen in 10 or 20 years. All I know right now is that they want the air of this world. That was also my purpose in coming here. It's shortage of water and fire. This is the real reason you were sent to Dingon then. Yeah. Once people are satisfied with their clothing, food, housing, they grow content. Soon they begin to resent even carrying in the firewood. What do you mean? Anyways, your presence here was simply their first step. The Skyrim of sending a spy messenger, the Skyrim of making peace and timing the attack, the longer-term Skyrim. Your own existence was just one piece of a jeopardy proposed to this castle. That is certain. I was driven out of the country and almost killed by my own party. You're free to think what you will. However, I'll continue to insist. I'm not a spy messenger or a double agent. If you wish to arrest me, that is your prerogative. But my own claim stands firm. Well, first go to Lincolndom Castle in the west. There is a water soul stone there. Sir, that will set a bad example. If you say that he can erase his crime by working, all the prisoners will protest. They needn't to know anything about this. It's simple. I mean, no respect, but please listen. I cannot understand why you forgive him. He guided the enemy troops here. Surely that is an imputable fact. The castle did not fall. In that case, the next nearest soulstone aura is in the Lincoln Castle. They use this man for their scam. If they cannot defeat us in direct confrontation, they will attack at the margins. To prevent this developing a taste for the fruit, we need to gain the upper hand. If they get one soulstone aura, they will try to second time, and a third. They would return to the castle someday. You all know their capability, right? Armor that withstands repeated attacks, charismatic firepower, and a robust will, never backing down. Your name is Fran, right? You recognized them, didn't you? They are machine soldiers. I remember most of the blueprints. To break them, you need neither sword nor arrow. Then you take care of some of the machine soldiers. This is the reason I will send him to Lee Khan. It is the best way to protect our country. I chose this path for the benefit of our country. Do you still disagree? I wasn't thinking clearly. There will be time to deal with his crimes when everything is done, although it may become unnecessary to punish him by our hands. Lenin, Bell, do you know the way to Lincoln Castle? There is a high road to Lincoln Castle, and I've been there many times. Once it's decided, let's go at once. If we stay here longer, their evil will affect us, and I might be suspicious of everyone. Fine, let's go. Additionally, I'll grant you all the authority to take on a variety of duties. Huh? Isn't it all just cleaning a toilet? Each castle has a guard station of Dinkan. If you go there, you'll find further opportunity to rebel against your home country. I'll remember that. My wish is that helping you all will be a benefit to this world. Then leave. You're free to go. We wouldn't stay any longer even without your blessing. Let's go, Belle. Friend? Yes. New mission as a refugee. Wait, let's see how long this is. Ew, okay. It's kind of long. This is all the time I have for this video. If you liked it... Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. Hey, Elmon. Formed a new team again? We are the trio of love and bravery. Our sole aim is world peace. Haha, I'd cheer for your team. That's right, just leave the world peace to us. Do you know him? An old fighting companion from way back when I was little. You, friend, you don't seem like a guy who was bad when he was little. I got in a few shoving matches, but nothing ever went as far as throwing punches. That guy was always starting something with me, and I make him cry. I used to just rain punches down on him, but for the dignity of man, I sometimes let him get in one or two. So the fights ended in a draw, right? You kidding? He'd get in 1, 2, then the night his parents would come to our house to apologize like he could have hurt me. Well, he attacked a girl. To tell the truth, my grandpa was a great man named Yamal, who wrote about the magic system. He had great skills, knew about everything, and was always very kind. But when I was a kid, it put a lot of pressure on me. Even now, most of the soldiers of Dinkan can barely console their envy of me. The gate guard and Paul were talking about him, weren't they? So your fight mate's parents came to apologize because you were the grandchild of Yami? His bruises were always deeper than mine, but our family were on different levels. The next day, he always show up at my house, half in tears, and saying, You used your family, it's not fair. Just sounds like a couple of kids fighting to me. He formed up a team and they started attacking me, saying, You don't play fair, you're a cheater. And what do you think I did then? Kick their asses? Not far off. I laughed at a lot of them, laughed till my stomach ached, laughed until they were ashamed, and then I told them they better choose their fights carefully. So, how about laughing at them, friend? And then beat him senseless. That stupid man who didn't stop to think who he was picking a fight with. Aha. Beat him senseless. I like the sound of that. No, you can admire her spirit, but you shouldn't start acting like her. I'll have your back. You can be the leader. Let's reap all the glory, and when it's all finished, We'll hire a painter to do your portrait. We'll have a gleaming sword in your hand and your left foot in his head. How does that sound? I think it would be great. In that case, I'd like to be painted on a white horse wrapped in a cloak. Sounds perfect. Friend, you're not alone. Belle and I are with you. How could you feel insecure or lost, standing between two such blushing flowers? Blushing flowers. What? Sorry. You meant the two of you, right? Good, he seems to be feeling better. Even if he falls on his knees, blabbering and begging, don't forgive him. Promise. And by the way, how long do you plan to tag along? Me? Is it wrong for me to come? No, it's not wrong, but you're a sister, right? Well, there's a rule that every sister should make a pilgrim. That's a rule is for sisters who are at least 18. You're still 16, aren't you? I was permitted to go early because it was perfect chance to take care of someone like Fran. You heard her, Fran. What should we do? I can't decide. I don't mind her coming with us. But are you sure it's alright following me like this? Our spirits are magnified in both strength and prosperity, though confronting difficulties. So what your real intention? I really can't stand the idea of Alain going off on adventure and leaving me alone. Haha, that's my Belle. I'm starting to be confused about what I should believe. It's true that a sister has to make a pilgrimage, and the bishop gave me permission. Well, as long as he insists, we can't stop her, can we? No, but it's settled then, and don't cry over it either. I'll try. Alright, we're gonna save here, and when you guys come back, we're going on an adventure. Later, guys.